Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. I am Protomario, and today we are reviewing Advance Wars DS. This game was developed by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo. It is only available on the Nintendo DS, so if you don't have a DS, you're out of luck. It was released to America January 21st, to Europe January 25th, and to Australia February 21st, 2008. It was not released to Japan, and instead was cancelled. Advance Wars DS is also titled Advance Wars Dark Conflict in Europe and Australia. This is a turn-based tactics video game for the DS, and it is the fourth installment of the Advance Wars. Unfortunately, it is not a direct sequel in any way, shape, or form. This one starts a whole new canon of the story. To summarize, pretty much what happens is a meteor hits the Earth sometime in the recent future, and during all this conflict that people are having, it kind of wipes it out and annihilates the world, shooting a lot of ash into the atmosphere so that the sun cannot peek through. Through human ingenuity and survivability, a good number of people have survived this meteor that hit, even though it destroyed pretty much the entire world and left it in ruins. A lot of people are still alive. The people that are still alive cling together in small cities, and a few of them actually are from a military academy, military schools, and have military units under their command. Because of an old rivalry with these military units and military commanders, countries still attack each other and are still bickering over what used to be a rivalry of land or some other belief. Because of this, there's many battles to be fought in Advance Wars DS, and even though the introductory levels are only between a few raiders and crazy people who are just looking to get food, money, and supplies and steal that stuff, later on you will be fighting more competent enemies and foes. Again, unlike the predecessor in the previous installment of the series, Advanced Wars, this one doesn't carry over as much as the other one might have. Unfortunately, because it's a little bit different. While it remains the same in the way it looks, the way it feels, and it is just pretty much basically the same game, it's not at all the same game. I'm trying not to explain it like this. It sounds very brutish, but truly that's all I can say. It feels like Advance Wars, but it's not. It is Advance Wars, but it's not. This kind of went back to the drawing board and reset everything that it knew about Advance Wars. There are no, well, I won't say no CO powers, but the commanding officer powers are significantly different now. When the powers do activate, they don't necessarily turn the tide of battle as they used to. They're a little bit different, and some of the powers are really ridiculous and out there. The bonuses that certain commanders used to get are not so prominent now, and it just doesn't feel as good as it used to. Each unique character isn't as developed as they might have once been, and you can just really tell when you're playing this game. You form an attachment to the characters, yeah, a bit more, but their powers and their unique traits kind of change it a bit for me. Personally, I just didn't like how they changed around the things of this game, how they changed some of the units and just altered the way things are. And I really would have liked to have seen a better sequel with Sturm in it. Unfortunately, this is what came out. Having said that, this is not a bad game in those regards. You'll have to actually think about your tactics a lot more, because this is a much more tactical game. Once more, you're going to be commanding a alliance of troops, and you as Will, the main character, will join Captain Burner here, or Breener, and you will stave off the quote-unquote beast until you get further into the game. I won't go too far into it because I don't want to spoil it, but needless to say, the plot line is a lot deeper than the original Advance Wars 2, or Advance Wars 3. This actually feels like a real-time war scenario versus the kiddie, childish, maybe, you know, crazy, we got superpowers and stuff like that. That's okay with me, and that's all great and good, but I really did like the originals a little bit better than this one. Graphically speaking, it has had an overall. It looks different, it looks more realistic, and it's not so cartoonish. It looks desolate, the wastelands kind of feel like they're there, but again, it is on DS, so you're going to be a little bit scaled down for the graphics. But yeah, sound-wise, visuals and controls, everything kind of translates over from Advance Wars. But like I said, they kind of went just back to the bare bones of it and build it back up from what it originally was. Having said that, and having informed you of what this game really is, there's a few things I dislike about it, which is its newer style. The things I did like about it was some components of the new, more serious story and things of that nature. But overall, I found Advance Wars Days of Ruin to be an exhilarating and wonderful story to try and play through. I always found myself wanting to find out the next part of the game, because I was interested in the story. It wasn't some kind of kiddie fantasy. It seems much more realistic this time. So, let's get to the core review of this, shall we? So, graphically speaking, you can see it's been overhauled and it looks a lot more realistic. The landscapes during the battle scenes look great, and the colors just really match the dark and dreary setting here. It looks wonderful. It really pops out of the screen and shows what the DS is actually capable of when it's put into the good hands that it was placed into. I really appreciate what they did with the graphics, and you know, having said that, I kind of like the old ones, but I also like the new style here. It looks really, really good. So graphically speaking, I give this game an A+. Sound-wise, bullets sound like bullets, but they don't sound cheap, they don't sound generic, and the acting, well, there's not really much voice acting, and if there's any, the sound effects just sound really, really good, and that's what you need from a game. The background music that is iconic and memorable in Advance Wars is still present, and it sounds wonderful. So under sound, I give it an A also. Gameplay, and where are my manners? Controls. The controls are the same as before. You can use the touchscreen or you can use the D-pad to maneuver your crosshairs and select your characters to move where you want them to move. It's not hard. It's pretty much, you could probably play this on a 6-button layout with A and B being canceling. Maybe you would need the start and select button, possibly, but it's rarely used. The controls couldn't be more simplistic. Overall, I give controls an S. Under gameplay and replay value, well, once you beat all the missions, you might want to play it on a harder setting. You might not. It's a very difficult game to begin with, so it'll take you some time to play through the main campaign. Having said that, putting it on hard mode could take even longer. If you're really into a challenge and you really like games like this, it's for people who really enjoy chess, they like tactics and things of that nature, then this game is right up your alley. If you don't enjoy a good challenge, if you don't enjoy tactical-based games, and you don't like slow gameplay, then this is not the game for you. However, if you really, really like what you see on screen here, this is what you get. There's nothing hiding, there's nothing special, and there's nothing more to it. So guys, this is Advance Wars Days of Ruin, a great DS platform. I give it an overall A+. It's a must pick up if you like tactical games.